Following a brawl last year, Floyd Mayweather will square off against John Gotti in an epic rematch to determine the king of the ring once again. Considering the intense history of their rivalry, John Gotti Jr. was asked in an interview why there had been no trash talk leading up to this fight.
It may not be Floyd's world championship. He's been here so many times. But this is John's world championship.
I like
this
that.
This is it. This is all he thinks about. He eats, he sleeps, this.
Are you surprised that there's no smack talking with Mayweather this time around? That he's giving him so much respect?
John Gotti Jr. enjoyed Floyd Mayweather's boxing matches and made them big events at his house. He shared, "All the kids on his football team, all the kids in school would be invited to my house." This quote shows how he welcomed lots of people over to watch the fights together. Their house was always full of excitement during these fights. They watched on a big screen, and everyone had a great time together. John Gotti Jr.'s wife also helped make these events special. She made sure the house was festive, turning each boxing match into a fun party. So, for John Gotti Jr. and his family, Mayweather's fights were more than just sports events. They were special times when people came together, had fun, and made lasting memories. Furthermore, Floyd Mayweather was more than just a favorite boxer for the Gotti family. He was a major influence, especially on young John Gotti III. As a child, John III admired Mayweather so much that he chose to focus on him for a school project. John Gotti Jr. recalls, "John went on to do a report on Floyd Mayweather as one of his heroes, and he did a collage on Floyd Mayweather. This project wasn't just a school assignment. It was a clear sign of how much Mayweather inspired John III and the level of admiration he had for him. This influence of Mayweather on the Gotti family shows how his impact went beyond the ring. He was a role model for the younger generation, like John Gotti III, who saw him as a hero to look up to." For the Gottis, Mayweather's fights were not just entertainment, they were also moments of inspiration and learning for young John, shaping his aspirations and interests. Moreover, 22 years after he admired Floyd Mayweather as a hero in school, John Gotti III is now getting ready to fight him in the ring. His father, John Gotti Jr., finds this situation almost hard to believe. He says, "Now imagine this, 22 years ago to do a report on Mayweather, to do a collage on Floyd Mayweather, and to be sitting here today. This big change shows an amazing story of moving from admiration to competition." John Gotti III once saw Mayweather as a hero, someone he looked up to so much that he chose him for a school project. Now, years later, he's preparing to compete against him as an equal in the ring. This moment is very special and almost like a dream for the Gotti family. It shows how life can take surprising turns and how a young fan can grow up to challenge his idol. In addition, John Gotti Jr. is amazed at how his son's dream has come true. He feels both awe and pride, knowing that John Gotti III is now facing his childhood hero in the ring. He says, "How amazing is that? How spectacular. This moment is more than just a fight. It's the realization of a dream and proof of John III's journey from being a young fan to becoming a competitor on a big stage." For John Gotti Jr., watching his son reach this point is both unbelievable and inspiring. It shows how hard work and passion can turn admiration into reality. John Gotti III's path from doing a school project on Floyd Mayweather to actually fighting him highlights the incredible progress he's made and his determination over the years. John Gotti Jr. expresses deep concern when his son steps into a boxing ring, describing it as being akin to awaiting a jury's verdict.
You're going to walk in that ring, and you got to leave it all there. Even if it means you going down or he goes down one way or the other.
So you willing to go all the way?
He has no choice. He chose. It's a profession he chose. I didn't choose this for my son. I don't want him to do this. I would have much rather he become a lawyer, a doctor, something else. I don't care, truck driver, anything else.
But a boxer.
Every time my son walks into the ring, it's like I'm waiting for a jury to come back with a verdict on my life.
John Gotti Jr. explains that his son, John Gotti III, is working hard to close the distance between himself and Floyd Mayweather. In boxing, staying close to an opponent can limit their ability to use long-range, powerful punches effectively. John III needs to stay close to Mayweather to minimize these opportunities. John Gotti Jr. notes, "John's been closing that gap with his sparring partners. This means John III is focusing on staying closer to Mayweather during the fight by practicing this strategy during his training sessions. By working on this technique, John III is honing his ability to stay inside Mayweather's reach, making it harder for Mayweather to land clean, powerful shots. This approach requires excellent footwork, timing, and defensive skills." Closing the distance also allows John III to use his own punches more effectively, turning the fight into a close-quarters battle where he might have an advantage. John Gotti Jr. is proud of his son's dedication and strategic planning. He understands the challenge of facing a legendary fighter like Mayweather, who is known for his precision and power. By focusing on closing the gap, John III is preparing to neutralize one of Mayweather's biggest strengths. This strategy is crucial for John III, as he prepares for one of the biggest fights of his career, turning his long-held admiration for Mayweather into a competitive edge in the ring. Next, John Gotti Jr. acknowledges that Mayweather, even though he is 47 years old, is still an exceptional fighter. He describes Mayweather as a mathematician in the ring. This means Mayweather is very skilled at reading his opponents and predicting their moves. John Gotti Jr. says, "Floyd is a genius in the ring." He explains that Mayweather observes every detail of his opponent's movements, including their feet, hands, and shoulders. Mayweather's ability to anticipate his opponent's actions makes him a formidable opponent, regardless of his age. He has a unique talent for analyzing and understanding the smallest cues from his opponents. This skill allows him to stay one step ahead, making it difficult for anyone to surprise him or land effective punches. John Gotti Jr. respects Mayweather's intelligence and strategic mind in the ring. He knows that Mayweather's experience and analytical approach give him a significant advantage. Mayweather's focus on details, such as the position and movement of his opponent's feet, hands, and shoulders, allows him to predict and counter their actions with precision. This understanding of Mayweather's strengths emphasizes the challenge that John Gotti III faces. To succeed, John III will need to be exceptionally prepared and aware of Mayweather's tactics. He will need to stay unpredictable and adapt quickly to Mayweather's strategies. By recognizing Mayweather's genius, John Gotti Jr. underscores the importance of thorough preparation and strategic thinking in the upcoming fight. Furthermore, John Gotti Jr. highlights that Mayweather's ability to figure out his opponents makes him very difficult to fight. He has a reputation for being one of the best tacticians in boxing history. John Gotti Jr. believes that to win, John III must overcome this challenge by improving his own skills and strategy. He states, "You have to close that gap between a great like Floyd Mayweather." Mayweather's tactical brilliance means he can quickly adapt to and exploit his opponent's weaknesses. This makes him a daunting adversary for anyone, including John Gotti III. His reputation as a top tactician is built on his ability to read fights, anticipate moves, and adjust his strategy in real time, making him extremely hard to beat. John Gotti Jr. understands that for his son to succeed, he needs to not only match, but also surpass Mayweather's strategic depth. This involves intensive training and sharpening both physical and mental aspects of his boxing. John Gotti III must be prepared to think several steps ahead, just like Mayweather does. By closing the gap, John Gotti Jr. means that John III needs to bridge the difference in experience and skill level between himself and Mayweather. This could involve studying Mayweather's past fights, learning from his tactics, and developing a game plan that minimizes Mayweather's strengths while capitalizing on any potential weaknesses. Ultimately, John Gotti Jr. is emphasizing the monumental task ahead for his son. To defeat someone as skilled and experienced as Mayweather, John III must elevate his own game to an exceptional level. This requires dedication, smart training, and a relentless focus on both offensive and defensive strategies. John Gotti III emphasizes that he has been intensely focused and driven, training rigorously for the entire year since his last fight, determined not to repeat his past mistakes.
Since the last fight ended, I've been in the gym, been dwelling on this fight, been obsessing about this fight. And like my father had said, I'm a dweller, you get me once, shame on you. You get me twice, shame on me, so it was a very unique experience for me, the first fight. This guy, Floyd, was my idol growing up. It's no secret, this guy was my guy. I said things before the fight, the first fight, to hype the fight up. I don't know if I meant what I said, like Floyd said at the weigh-in, talk is cheap, and he's absolutely right. Talk is cheap. So I took that to heart, and you may the best man win August 24th, because I'm ready for a war, and I mean that this time from the bottom of my heart. I'm ready for a fight.
John Gotti emphasizes that he wants people to remember the fight as very entertaining, saying, "I want this to be remembered as a very entertaining fight." He challenges Floyd Mayweather's description of the event as a boxing showcase or boxing exhibition, expressing disbelief that Floyd is trying to downplay the seriousness of their match. Gotti shares that he has been watching Floyd since he was a kid and had never seen Floyd show up early to an event before. However, for this fight, Gotti says, "I was early in Florida and he's already there warming up," indicating Floyd's unusual dedication. Additionally, Gotti notes that Floyd prepared more intensely than ever and threw an unusually high number of punches in the first 2 minutes of their fight. He asserts, "I've never seen Floyd throw as many punches in 2 minutes as he did in our fight, which proves to him that it was indeed a serious fight." Gotti concludes that Floyd's actions show he wanted to win by knockout, and he won't be fooled again by the exhibition label. Instead, Gotti declares, "He's coming to knock me out again, and I'm going to try to knock him out this time." So that's that, showing his determination to approach the next fight with the same intensity and aim for a knockout victory. This statement reflects Gotti's realization that the match was far more competitive than he initially believed, and he is now prepared to face Floyd with the same level of seriousness and intent to win. Meanwhile, leading up to their fight, Gotti III noted that Mayweather was exceptionally prepared and aggressive in their last encounter.
I've been watching Floyd fight my whole life, since I'm a kid. I've never once seen Floyd show up early to an event. I was early in Florida, and he's already there warming up. I've never seen Floyd prepare the way he has, and I've never seen Floyd throw as many punches in 2 minutes as he did in our fight. So obviously it was a fight. Obviously he wanted to hurt me. Obviously he wanted to knock me out. And so he's not going to snooker me again with this exhibition nonsense.
In a similar setting, Floyd Mayweather was asked what motivated him to return to the ring at the age of 47.
Floyd Mayweather decides to take this fight after so many battles, so many years, so many opponents. Why do you want to continue in the ring doing this?
Floyd Mayweather mentions his desire to showcase my talent and give people just a glimpse of his peak performance. This indicates that Mayweather enjoys demonstrating the skills that made him a top boxer during his career's prime. He views these exhibitions as a way to remain connected to his fans and the sport, while also reliving the moments when he was at the pinnacle of his boxing career. By participating in exhibition fights, Mayweather aims to remind everyone of why he is considered one of the greatest boxers of all time. These events allow him to display his speed, precision, and tactical brilliance, even if he is no longer competing at the same intensity as during his championship bouts. Mayweather's motivation goes beyond just winning. It's about sharing his love for boxing and giving fans a taste of his exceptional talent. These exhibitions are not just about showcasing his skills, but also about experiencing the excitement and energy of live performances. Traveling to different places and filling arenas with enthusiastic fans gives him a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. The positive reception from the audience fuels his desire to continue, as he enjoys the connection and admiration from those who come to see him fight. The joy of performing in front of fans and the opportunity to travel globally keep Mayweather engaged with the sport. It allows him to maintain a presence in the boxing world and continue to share his talent with audiences everywhere. This passion for entertaining and the love he receives from fans are powerful motivators that drive him to keep stepping into the ring, even after achieving so much in his career. Lastly, Mayweather attributes his ongoing participation to the minimal physical abuse he suffered during his professional career. Unlike many athletes in contact sports who retire due to wear and tear on their bodies, Mayweather feels physically capable of continuing. He says, "I didn't really take no abuse in the sport of boxing," which allows him to keep engaging in boxing exhibitions without the typical concerns of long-term damage. This enables him to continue enjoying the sport and his interactions with fans, as he feels, "I can continue to go out." Mayweather's defensive skills and boxing intelligence helped him avoid serious injuries throughout his career. This is a significant factor in his ability to keep performing at a high level, even in exhibitions. While many boxers suffer from the cumulative effects of repeated blows, Mayweather's ability to dodge and block punches effectively has preserved his health. This physical well-being is crucial for Mayweather, as it means he can still put on entertaining shows without risking his long-term health. His comment, "I can continue to go out," reflects his confidence in his physical condition and his desire to keep engaging with the sport he loves. By participating in these events, he not only stays connected to boxing, but also continues to delight his fans with his skills and performances. Floyd asserts that he has defeated more Hall of Fame fighters than anyone else in history. He also mentions that if Gotti wants a rematch, they can do it 2 or 3 times because he is a fighter for life.
In the history of the sport, last time I checked, I beat more fighters that's in the Hall of Fame than any fighter in history, and that's truly a blessing. But he's a tough competitor, and I take my hat off to him. He want to run it back. We could run it back twice, 3 times. It is what it is. I was born to be a fighter. I'm gonna die a fighter at the end of the day, and I done heard it all from every fighter. Every fighter say, "Well, I got a good left hand. I got a good right hand. I got a good hook.
Floyd Mayweather is showing great respect for Muhammad Ali, explaining how Ali made it possible for fighters like him to succeed. He says, "I take my hat off to guys like Muhammad Ali because they paved the way for me to be where I'm at today, so I have to take my hat off to a legend like that." This shows how much he admires Ali for the impact he had on boxing and on athletes like himself. Mayweather then compares his own boxing career at age 36 to Ali's at the same age. When Ali was 36, he lost to a less experienced fighter, Leon Spinks. Mayweather points out, when he was 36, he lost to Leon Spinks. When I was 36, I fought a young lion like Canelo. Here, he is contrasting his own success at that age, fighting a very strong opponent, Canelo Alvarez, who had a lot of experience, just like him. This comparison highlights Mayweather's pride in maintaining a high level of performance, even as he aged, emphasizing the challenges he faced and overcame. He also talks about the difference in their fighting styles. Mayweather learned from his father that the less you get hit, the longer you're able to last in the sport of boxing. This helped him to avoid injuries and have a longer career, unlike Ali, who took many hits and suffered more physically as he aged. Mayweather's defensive strategy was crucial in extending his career and preserving his health, underscoring the importance of smart, strategic fighting. Lastly, Mayweather reflects on how Ali was treated by the public. He notes that when Ali was able to speak out, many people didn't like him, but when Ali became very ill and couldn't speak, people started to love him. Mayweather finds this change in public opinion interesting, showing how people's views can change over time.